Welcome to Today of All Days, episode 113.
What is a stupid question? Today is Thirsty Thursday, September 28th, 2017. And today is...
National Drink Beer Day! Beer is one of the oldest beverages in human history, dating back to the 5th millennium BC in Iran. And the oldest beer recipe dates back to 3,900 years ago. The way they actually discovered that is because they found some old pots and there was beer residue on the inside of the pots. And it's actually quite plausible that it dates back even earlier than that, but the only 100% proof that they have is to the 5th millennium BC.
Every year, the beer industry makes around $294 billion and produces 35 billion gallons of beer.
And to celebrate, we will be enjoying the product of the oldest brewery in the United States. Barkeep, if you will.
Don't mind if I do, sir. Founded in 1892 in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, this brewery was originally called Eagle Brewing before being changed to D.G. Yuengling and Son. Tastes like history.
During Prohibition, Yuengling stayed afloat by selling ice cream. And they were in the same factory, but it burned down, and so they rebuilt, and I believe it was in the exact same location. They've been there, and they've held their traditions true, so I can always get behind a good beer with a good history.
Since 1831. And it's got an eagle on the label. Now everything's starting to make sense.
And, if you notice, it even says America's oldest brewery. Which, after doing a little digging, it is true. And I will say, of the inexpensive beers, I would say that Yuengling Lager is, in my opinion, the best one. I've never been one for the PBRs, or for whatever those Natty Ice, or Natty Light, or Milwaukee's Best. But Yuengling, it's good. It's not too hoppy, but it's not urine. So.
And that brings us to...
Today in History.
In
1968, Italian skater Alberto Giuliani roller skates a record 23.133 miles in 1 hour.
Verifying this Today in History was a challenge. Every document that mentioned this world record simply copied the same sentence. Alberto Giuliani of Italy roller skates record 23.133 miles in 1 hour.
We finally found something in the Guinness World Book of Records, and the result was that every webpage not only copied the one sentence, but they also put absolutely no effort into verifying this little factoid. How do we know this?
It's simple. Because the man's name isn't Alberto Giuliani. It's Alberto Civolani, and not only did he skate the 23 miles in 1 hour, but he later skated 50 miles in just 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 33.1 seconds.
I just can't believe that if you have a piece of information, even if it's false, it will get passed on so many times. It was, at least off the top of my head, I'm gonna say like 10 web pages had this exact same fact, and it was copied across the board the completely wrong way. So, I hope that we can put some truth to this and put a little bit of credit to his name, Alberto Civolani. May he get the credit he deserves.
What's the other day?
I believe it's
National Ask a Stupid Question Day!
Now, some would say that a stupid question could be, what was the man's actual name? But in this case, that would have been a very wise question to ask before making that post all over your websites. However, I do want to say, I feel like in America there is a culture of if you don't know something, then you will be made fun of if you ask that question. I believe that's something that needs to be broken in our culture, to where if you ask a question, it's viewed as you seeking knowledge, so that you can know that for the rest of your life. And not, oh, I can't believe he doesn't know that.
And I know what you're thinking, why would somebody make fun of somebody else for not knowing a simple thing? Aha, that's a good question. Because it may indeed be you making fun of somebody for not knowing something. It doesn't always look like making fun of somebody, but it could be a sarcastic answer to their question, or just an eye roll, or a simple It can cut deep. A lot of people are too shy to ask about the things they don't know, and so they grow accustomed to just not knowing that many things, and holding themselves to a lower standard than they should.
And then it leads to later on they just say, oh, well, I'm not very smart. When really, they just needed to ask the question, and they needed to not be judged for it.
In fact, some of the greatest inventions in the world were created by one simple, stupid question, leading them down the rabbit hole that was ingenuity. So, ask your questions, have your beer, and drink it too, on this day.
Today of all days.
Today of all days.
And we will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.